It's been a while since I made my last video, and I thought I'd do a sort of an update and a waffle and just a bit of everything here. I've got some pickups. I've really not been buying that much recently. I've got maybe like 3 games and a couple of bits of hardware. I've also got this thing here, which is a dumpster dive I'm planning to tear apart, but I'll get to that in a moment. So where have I been? I've not really made any videos in the last, I don't know, 3 weeks maybe. I've not been playing too many games or anything, and I suppose just the usual cliches people come up with for why they've not been making videos. I've just, I don't know, been busy with life or whatever. I've not really been busy at all, I've just not been making videos. I've not really been playing video games or anything either, so I just not really felt the need. I've noticed, like, around this time of year that a lot of people stop making videos. I don't know if it's just like YouTube fatigue in the summer, people aren't really that interested in making videos or what it is, but I have noticed that a lot of my subscribers, not my subscribers, the people I'm subscribed to, are not making as many videos around this time of year. So I don't know if that's just because it's summer and people are away on holiday, or they're just getting fed up with YouTube. But yeah, I thought I'd do a video here. It's going to be a bit of a waffle and yeah, a bit of everything, really nothing properly planned here, but anyway, I'll show you the first game I've got, and that is this here. This is Looney Tunes Duck Amok, and this is probably the last ever DS game I'm going to buy. I think I mentioned my DS collection in 2 videos ago maybe, but basically what I was doing is swapping out all my PAL games for NTSC ones, because they come in these nice black cases. They have spine art on them, and they overall just look a lot nicer. So this is Duck Amok, and it's a game by Way Forward. So again, another Way Forward game to add to my collection. Tons of fun. I might do some gameplay video or gameplay footage in this in future, but it's sort of like, it's a bunch of mini games really, but it makes excellent use of the DS hardware. So you use the touchscreen and like the microphone, and obviously use the dual screens, and basically what you have to do is really aggravate Daffy Duck there, and the more pissed off you get him, I think the better you do. It's tons of fun. I think I will do some gameplay footage in this.
What's wrong with video games these days? All you do is run around in creepy caves or haunted spaceships, and there's no challenge, and they're always hitting you over the head with Do you mind? Brother, what a way to run a video game. As I was saying, games have no style these days, no sense of timing. Hey, you're ripping the background! Good thing I always carry duct tape. Get it? Duct tape? No sense of humor. Did you know that there are 49,152 pixels on this screen? I know this because I've counted every one of them waiting for you to do something. Hey, knock it off, screwball! All right, here. Let's get this show on the road. What kind of a game should this be? One of those strategy quest games, perhaps? Or it could be one of those 3D games with lots of polygons and graphics up the wazoo. Oh, I've got it! Say, you know what would be great? I should be one of those newfangled 3D characters. That's where the money is. Just pull down on the handle. This is next gen? I said next gen, you slob! Next gen!
Yeah, this is a Way Forward game, and this is I can't remember how much I paid for this. I think it was about £5 or $7. I can't remember. From eBay. I had to get it imported from the US, but I think the game's actually in my system at the moment. But yeah, this is the last ever DS game I think I'll get. That kind of rounds off my collection. A couple of other things I got were these things here. These are Godzilla VMUs for the Dreamcast. And again, these were an excellent deal. Again, from eBay. These were £3 each, and I don't know if the seller really knew what you had, but they were dirt cheap basically, and I bought both of them. So already have one of these in my VMU collection already, but I thought what I could do with these is maybe do a backlight mod to them, which would be kind of cool to have a Godzilla backlit VMU for the Dreamcast. So yeah, not bad for £3 a piece. A couple of Game Boy Advance games I got, and first one here is Sonic Pinball Party. Really good little Game Boy Advance pinball game, and I suppose it's sort of like more of a Sega theme than just Sonic. So you've got Sonic the Hedgehog, Nights into Dreams, and then there's a, what's he called, Samba de Amigo board as well, and you've got different levels you can work through on these. I already had a copy of this, but there was a seller had this up for buy it now, £1 with free postage, and at first I just thought it was the cartridge, which is a great deal in itself, but it turned up with the box. It's a bit squashed, I didn't really care though, I don't really collect the boxes. But it came with the box and the instruction manual, and I don't know if you meant to sell it for £1, but it cost them like 90p just to send it. So I'm pretty sure the guy made a bit of a loss on that, but yeah, I got myself a box copy of that there. I might sell off the other one or trade it or something. And the final Game Boy Advance game I got here is Super Mario Brothers 3, or what's it called? Super Mario Advance 4 for the Game Boy Advance, and not too impressed with this. I've never really been a big fan of Mario games, and I know a lot of people are hitting the dislike button right now, but I think it's just because I don't have any nostalgia for the series. I find it a bit boring, and in comparison to a lot of the other platform games on the system, it's a bit bland. It's not really as well developed as, or interesting to look at as some of the other platformers. I mean, even the Wario games I enjoy more than this one. I just find this a little boring, but it's probably just because I don't have any nostalgia for the series. But that was how much I paid for that. £6 I think that was, which is an alright deal, because usually this is it usually sells for about £10 or more, because if you know anything about Nintendo games, the Zeldas and the Marios always seem to hold their value really well. So the next part of this video, what I wanted to actually show you here, is this, and this isn't really gaming related, but it is kind of like technical. This is a bit of a dumpster dive, and I was putting out the rubbish onto the street the other day for collection, and I noticed this was actually sitting on my neighbour's bin. And if you don't know what this is, I'm sure if you're from the UK you know exactly what this is. It's a Sky Plus HD box, and if you don't know what that is, it's like your satellite TV or cable TV box. This one has a built-in hard drive and everything, so you can record and you schedule TV programs to be recorded onto that. It's not really worth anything. It works fine and everything, but I mean, you need to have a subscription for it. So you've got your card there, and obviously you need a satellite dish. I have no interest in Sky TV, and I don't have a satellite dish either, so yeah, it's really just e-junk. I think they give you these for free when you sign up for the subscription, but whatever. Why do I want to mess around with it? Well, if you look in the back here, you've got all these different connections. You've got your SCART, you've got your HDMI, you've got an Ethernet, VGA port and everything there. And it's going to be absolutely filled with components that I can potentially just extract and use for other projects, for fixing like old consoles and what have you. So yeah, this was free basically. I'd nicked out the the neighbour's bin. So what I'm going to do is just tear this apart and see if I can get anything good from it. I'm hoping that there's at least a 500 gigabyte SATA hard drive in this, which I could then use for, just a spare backup hard drive for my PC or whatever. But yeah, what I'm going to do is just rip this thing apart. We can have a look at what's inside it and see if I can salvage anything useful from it. Got my toolkit here, and I'm just going to get a screwdriver and pop this thing open. I don't think there's too many screws holding it together. There's one at either side there, and on the underside these rubber feet, and I think it's just clipped in here. So I'll grab the screwdriver and start taking this apart. I've now managed to get the outer housing off of it there, and let's reveal the innards, which are kind of encased in this metal RF shielding, heat shielding, sort of like an Xbox 360. But down here you can already see some of the components that I can salvage. You've got all these nice clicky micro switch buttons. There's more on the top. And you've also got an IR sensor, you've got some capacitors, and over here you've got some LEDs that I can salvage all these parts. So I'll continue on and take this top shield off. Managed to get the lid off, and now we can take a look inside the machine itself. But before I do that, I'll show you the daughter boards that I pulled off. So there we've got the board with all those micro switches on it, and there's more components in the back of that, and there's the other one there. So straight away we've already got quite a lot of parts we can use. But here you can take a look inside the machine itself, and we've got this board on the top with a big chunky aluminium heatsink. We've got a fan, and you can see the hard drive here with the SATA cable connecting it up, and then you've got all the power circuitry bits and pieces here. So continue taking this apart and maybe get a look at that hard drive and see what size it is. That's it completely disassembled, and I've got everything out of the outer housing and the shell. So what I'm left with is 2 main boards and a bunch of components and a pile of screws. We'll take a look at this one first. So here, this is the board that had all the inputs or the outputs on the back. So loads of capacitors and useful components on here. You can see the CPU in the middle there. And yeah, just tons of capacitors that are going to be useful for future projects. This is the aluminium heatsink that came off that CPU. A nice big chunky heatsink. And there's all the screws. I've got a pile of screws now. The other board, the lower board, has the power circuitry on it. So again, I can use the capacitors and bits and pieces from that. It could be useful for maybe fixing like a Dreamcast power supply or an old console. It should be a few compatible components to salvage from there. And again, on the back we've got more ports that I can desolder and use for other things. Again, nice and useful. Here you've got the 2 daughter boards. I already showed those. And you've got a nice clean fan that came out the side of the unit. This is a sun-on fan, so that's useful to have. And this is the thing I was really wanting out of the set-top box, and it's the hard drive. This is a 500GB Seagate, and I'm hoping this is just a standard PC interface that's on here. It's not like proprietary or anything. So I'm going to hook this up to my PC in just a moment and check it out, give it a format and see if we can use it. And there's some of the cables and bits and pieces. So overall, yeah, that not bad at all for a completely free piece of hardware. Tons and tons of components I can salvage from these bits here, and I've got myself a nice little hard drive that I'll hopefully be able to use for backing up files. Here's the device I'm going to use to check out the hard drive, make sure it works on my PC okay. And this is a device from Sharkoon. It's called the QuickPort Combo. It's for 2.5 and 3.5 inch SATA and IDE hard disks. So you just plug your SATA disks in here. It takes laptop and PC hard drives in there. And there's also a panel in the front you can plug in your IDE drives as well. So what I'm going to do is hook this up to the PC and just put the Sky Plus hard drive that I've just salvaged or pulled from that set-top box in there, hook it up to the PC and check that it works okay. It should do, I don't see any reason why it won't. I've now got it all hooked up to the PC and it's up and running, no problems. And what this basically does is it turns any hard drive you plug into it into what's effectively a big USB pen drive sort of thing. So you come over here, I'll show you on the PC. As you can see, we've now got a 465GB hard drive. Let's just take a look at this. And there's all the files that's currently on. I don't know what any of those are. They're going to be like a proprietary file system for the Sky Plus box, but what I'm going to do here is just format this, and we'll just quickly format it. Start. And that'll do its job. Oh, it's not going to do anything, formatting, okay. And away it goes. It's formatting the drive, and when that's done, I'll have a completely free 500 gigabyte hard drive that I've salvaged from the bin. There we go. Okay, format complete. And there we go. I can now use that as a backup drive for all my files. So not a bad find at all. Free hard drive from the bin. So that concludes this video, and I know it was just a bit of a random mishmash of things. It wasn't really anything in particular, but I just wanted to do a bit of an update, show you what I was doing or what I wasn't doing, and I like to make at least one video every 1 or 2 weeks just to keep the channel active. And yeah, sometimes you get something interesting, sometimes you just get me rambling a load of nonsense, but there you go. So these are this is my complete DS collection. Any excuse to show you the games on the shelf here. These are all way forward titles back here. You can see Duck Amok on the shelf now. And that's that. I've also got this little guy here, this little Master Chief. I'm not really into buying action figures or anything like that, but I saw him in it was like a discount store for £4, and it's really nicely detailed. It's fully articulated. And yeah, I just thought it'd be kind of fun to get him and stick him on the shelf in interesting pose. He's trying to climb up there to Kasumi on the top of the game shelf there, whatever. £4, I thought, yeah, I have to get that. But anyway, thanks for watching, and also thanks to all of the new subscribers. I noticed that whenever I stop making videos for like 1 or 2 weeks, more people seem to subscribe than they do when I'm actively making videos, so I appreciate the support. Welcome to the channel if you've just recently subscribed, and yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully catch you again soon.
That's good gaming. I wiped the floor with you. Oh, I love playing video games with you because, confidentially, you stink.